Staying overseas for the second time this year, Britain's Conservative Party will be choosing a new Prime Minister. Liz Truss, who took over just last month, said yesterday she will resign after a series of policy mistakes led to financial turmoil and a party revolt. Let's talk about what happens now with British journalist Jon Sopel, a former correspondent with our partners at the BBC. John, good morning. I want to know what happens now, but if you could help me understand how that came to pass, that on Wednesday she says, I'm a fighter. On Thursday, she's out. How did that transpire? And then, what happens now?
Because she had lost all authority. She had lost her party. She had lost the country. People were furious because all their home loans are going to cost a lot more. If you go to the grocery store, it's going to cost more to fill the trolley. And I think people just blamed it fairly and squarely on some calamitous missteps. I think the last time I spoke on CBS, it was after the Queen had died, and we talked about service and selflessness and stability. And over the past 6 weeks with Liz Truss as Prime Minister, we have seen chaos and arrogance and dysfunction. And I just think it couldn't go on any longer.
She wasn't even given a chance to turn it around, John. Did that surprise you? You know, that lettuce thing seemed like a joke. Who were you betting on at the time? And why wasn't she given a chance to turn it around?
Because I think that things had gone so badly, and she had nearly driven the British economy over the edge of a cliff, which could have had huge international repercussions as well. And there was just a feeling that she couldn't take a step forward without tripping over. And then the Conservative Party looked at the polls, saw how disastrous they were, and thought, if we're going to end it, we better end it quickly. And that's what they did.
And now we're hearing maybe Boris Johnson coming back. Do you think that's likely?
Gayle, I thought it was preposterous when it was first aired that Boris Johnson could be making a comeback. But I'm now thinking it is possible. And if it happens, it would be the most astonishing and remarkable and surprising comeback since Bobby Ewing stepped out of the shower at the end of season 9 of Dallas when we all thought he had died. And frankly, Boris Johnson lost power because his ministers rebelled against him. They all resigned. They said, enough. He could be back.
What should Americans...
I love the cultural reference. That was shocking.
I was
great, John.
I was thinking of the Who song, Meet the New Boss, same as the old boss, but yours is better. What should Americans take away from what seems like a whole lot of turmoil in the UK? This is your would be the 5th new Prime Minister in 6 years.
I think, having lived in America for nearly 8 years, I know you think of Britain as this stable, slightly conservative, small c, rather formal island. I think our politics has gone down a dysfunctional route that we have seen in America. And Boris Johnson is a populist. You've had a populist president. It attracts, it gets people fired up. But we've got a choice now, I think, in Britain between a technocrat who could become the next Prime Minister or a return to populism. And it will be fascinating to see which ways it goes. And in America, look, Britain works very closely with the US on defence, on Ukraine, on all manner of topics. This is going to be watched very closely in Washington as well as around Britain.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be fascinating to watch. Also a little worrying whether you live here or there. Jon Sopel for us, laying it all out. John, thank you very much.